Hello. So today we're going to be talking about Pastuls Triangle. It's going to be a bit difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it should be just fine. Starting off, there's a 1, and then obviously 4, 4. Then down here you add the two 4s together to make 8, and here there's a 12 and a 12. Get those by multiplying 4 by 3. And then you bring over here, just add in an 18, 20, 20, 18. And in case you're finding this a bit difficult to follow, add 3 to 1 to make 4, multiply 4 by 3 to get 12, and then add 5 to 12 to get 18. So naturally, the next step is to just give up, and next number is 45, 38, 40, and then another 38, and finishing up this layer with a 45. Last layer we're going to do, though you can continue the very clear pattern here that I have established. Last pattern that we're going to do here is 101, 83, 78, another 78, 83, 101. Now I kind of just a little bit lied, because there is one more layer that we are going to do here today. This one is also kind of a bit complicated. I didn't give myself that much room. I'll just move this over. That's okay. Now this next layer, it does get quite complicated, so you're going to have to pay close attention to follow. So what we're going to do is just first food that comes to your head, obviously. So potato, and then... Now, it's a bit sloppy, but I'm just trying to give you the basics here. Next is, this is where it gets a tiny bit crazy. You're going to have to get a little bit artistic. Just imagine these foods personified. Give them a personal touch. So I'm going to draw real quick a potato and some cheese. Just like a wedge of cheese. You know, yeah, you got it. Give this guy a couple of holes here and there. Give me a second. Yeah. Just 2 holes right here as eyes, but also he has holes just around his body. You know, gotta get real artistic, and then give him, you know, arms and legs. This guy can have some arms and legs. He's not very happy, but that'll actually come into the equation in not too long. Next is the toast. This should be quite easy to draw. Now, if you're having trouble with the drawing part, just remember that it can be as simple as you want. It doesn't have to be specific in any way. Just make sure you get the emotions very clear in here. Don't want to miss out on anything. And then lastly, we're going to draw here a beautiful banana. I'm not going to color these. You can get as creative as you want with coloring, etc. I'm just going to leave them black and white. But hey, I'm not the one drawing them, you are, so do what you must. This drawing is nearly done. We've just got to give him a face. Yeah, that's beautiful. Just make his pupils. Yeah, alright, great. The next step very simply is going to be negative, because obviously he's not the happiest potato. So, negative. This guy over here, he's pretty happy. So we're going to give him a positive. You know what? This guy, well, see, this is where things get really interesting, because you don't have to be positive. You don't have to be negative. This guy, he's pretty neutral. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are we going to be moving into biology, chemistry, physics? And no, we're not going to be talking about the neutrons, electrons. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about that. This is just math, purely math. Positive. And then next you're just gonna assign these guys some numbers. So putting these two together, you get 23. These guys, yeah, these two together make 23. These two together obviously also make 23. And then lastly, you get a solid 22. And you're gonna want to add these numbers together, 46, 45, which lead on to 91. And here we're getting into not just simple mathematics, we're going to be diving into algebra. So, 9 and the 1, here you find an I, the ninth letter of the alphabet, and A, the first letter of the alphabet. And now, here's where things get even crazier. Things are just blowing up. Take all these letters, every single one, except for the first letter. So, otato, he's, ost, and anana. And you're going to want to count how many of each letter there are, and just write them all out. I've taken the liberty of already working out this equation, and I have the answer. But, so here we are. We have A, we have 6 A's. T, we have 3 of those. O, 3 of those. Oh, and also, I apologize, I forgot to mention this. We're also adding the I's and the A's into this. So that's why we have 6 A's instead of 5. You find 5 up here. Add another one down here, you get 6. ATO, and then we have 3 E's, 2 S's, 1 N, 1 H, and 1 I. Now, for no particular reason, just for, I don't know, there's no reason whatsoever, you're going to want to put these in standard form, which means the highest to the lowest exponent. So obviously 6 is the highest exponent we have here, then we have 3's and 2's and then the 1's. Now, you're going to want to spell something out, and it's okay if you use a couple extra letters. In fact, that's recommended, and it's also recommended that you don't use all the letters that you have. So leave some extra letters and leave some, and make some new letters. Just add as much as you want. So now we're going to spell something out. I've already done this. It might take you just a bit of time. So N-O, exclamation mark. Just for emphasis. The exclamation mark doesn't add anything. It's just purely for, aesthetic, I guess. No. Thai tastes nasty. Now, again, exclamation point, not necessary. You do not need this here. It's purely for me. Now, if you count these up, you find this is the first N, first O, T, H, A, I, and then you have the second T, second A, first S, third T, looks like an I, sorry, third T, then we have the first I, second S, second N, third A, third T, or third S, fourth T, and first Y. Now the Y was never here to begin with. That's a letter that I added in. And I think, yes, I added a second Y, or an N, a second N. So we have an extra N and an extra Y, and an extra T, or an S, an extra S. I'm having an off day. Wife left. Next, you're going to want to take what's left over, so anything that you didn't use or anything that you added, because everything else just cancels out. So you have A, 3, plus O, 2, plus E, parentheses, minus S plus T plus Y. So what I've done here, in case you couldn't follow, these are the letters that were left over that I didn't use, and these are the letters that I added. So I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my mathematics. I apologize. There are actually 2 N's. Banana has 2 N's. I sincerely apologize. But let's work this out, see where it goes. You know, because I already did it. I just didn't see the 2 on this paper that I have here. So now what comes next is you're going to want to sort of just make it a little bit easier. If this actually makes it more difficult, don't worry. Step is not required. A3 plus O2 plus E. Oh, yeah, I made another mistake. There's a 2 here. There's 2 E's. And instead of a minus, we're going to distribute that minus to each of these, whatever they are. So you're going to have negative S minus T minus Y. Now this doesn't have a huge impact on the final product, but it's just like a recommended thing in case you have problems. Next, we're going to make another word. It's what I screamed when she took the kids. And now, so what we're going to do next, we're going to take these charges that we found 0. So we're going to put 0 here times A, 2 plus O, 2 plus E, 2. And next, we're going to add a separate space here for the rest of them. Now we have 1 negative and 2 positives. So what we're going to do here is have minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So now we have this equation and this equation and this equation. It's getting a bit complicated. It can be hard to follow. You can reverse, pause, slow down the video at any time. A, Y. It simplifies into, we'll get rid of the 0 because it means nothing. And then negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So these cancel out. So we're left with, looks kind of like, I don't know, literally anything. Because it's a line. It can be anything that you want. But what we're going to do here, move that A and the T, SA, L T Y, and that's how you do equations involving the Pastel triangle. I mean, in case you don't know how to spell it, it's Pastel Trinanngel. Wait. I think that's right. If you're not sure, you can look it up, just in case I messed up anywhere. I am 80% sure that all of that is correct. If you need more help, just leave a comment. I can help you if you got lost anywhere, if you don't understand where I got any of these numbers. You can contact me at the comment section. That's it. I don't respond to anything else. If you try to contact me in any other way, I will not respond. So, if you need help, leave a comment. If you want me to do something else, some other sort of equation, you know, just let me know. I'm open to ideas. Thank you for your time. Bye.